Problem 23, Chapter 2. List the halide ions in order from the strongest base to the weakest base. Well, remember, the smaller the ion, the stronger the base. So they actually go in this order, with fluorine being the strongest base because it is the smaller ion, and then chlorine, bromine, and iodine. 24. Which is more electronegative, oxygen or sulfur? Well, the answer here is oxygen because it's closer to fluorine. So which is a stronger acid, water or hydrogen sulfide? Well, the answer here is hydrogen sulfide. Even though oxygen is more electronegative than sulfur, the size of the atom is more important in determining stability. So which is the stronger acid, methanol or methanethiol? For the same reasons as B, it's methanethiol. Even though oxygen is more electronegative, sulfur is the larger ion and therefore has more stability. Problem 25. Which is the stronger acid? Well, the stronger acid is going to have its proton attached to the more electronegative atom if the atoms are about the same size. Otherwise, it will be attached to the larger atom if they're not the same size. So chlorine and bromine, they're in the same column, but bromine is in a lower period, and therefore hydrogen bromide is going to be the stronger acid. For B, nitrogen and oxygen are very close in size. Therefore, the stronger acid will be the proton attached to the more electronegative atom. Now for C, we need to look for the differences. Blue is nitrogen, red is oxygen. So for the same reason, this is going to be the stronger acid. For D, just like we discussed in problem 24, that the propanethiol is going to be the stronger acid. Problem 26. Which of the halide ions, fluoride, chloride, bromide, and iodide, is the most stable base? Remember, the stronger the acid, the more stable the base. So we're looking for the strongest acid or conjugate acid of these particular ions. And in this case, the strongest acid is going to be hydrogen iodide. Therefore, the most stable base is going to be iodide. And that's because the iodide ion is much larger than any of the other ions listed. Now, which of these will be the least stable base? Well, the weakest acid is going to have the least stable base. So it's the opposite end of the spectrum. Which is the least stable? It will be fluoride. Problem 27. Which is a stronger base? Well, you need to compare the acid strengths of the conjugate acids and recall that a weaker acid has a stronger conjugate base. So the conjugate acid here, we'd be looking at H2O and H3O+. So because water is a weaker acid than hydronium, hydroxide is the stronger base. Again, looking at the conjugate acids, you can find the stronger base by finding the weaker acid, and ammonium is a weaker acid than hydronium, therefore ammonia is the stronger base. Following the same process, the stronger base belongs to the weaker conjugate acid, so the stronger base is here. And for D, again, the stronger base is here because the weaker acid is methanol.